Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Buddy Hield started out strong for the Warriors and was a candidate for 6th Man of the Year, but he has suddenly seen a dip in production and has been inconsistent in some games. Buddy Hield has value in the league and could be used in a trade for another great player. The Warriors will trade Buddy Hield at the end of this season. Bahamian professional basketball player with the Golden State Warriors Shavano Buddy Hield could be on the move again this summer. Hield, who is playing with his 4th franchise in the last 4 years, is having another productive year in the National Basketball Association, NBA. The veteran shooting guard for the Warriors is averaging 11.3 points, primarily off the bench, while shooting 41.5% from the field and 36.5% from three-point range. He has helped the Warriors creep into the 6th spot in the Western Conference of the NBA, recording a 39-29 win/loss record as of Monday night. A little over a month ago, they were in the 11th spot with a 25-26 record, in danger of not even making the play-in tournament of the NBA playoffs. On Monday night, the Warriors had their season-high 8-game winning streak snapped with a 114-105 home loss to the Denver Nuggets at the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. Hield was held to just 2 points on 1 for 4 shooting from the field in 21 minutes of play but had nights at 22, 20, 16 and 15 points during the streak. He started off the season by averaging 21.2 points per game in October and had 6 20-point efforts in his first 7 games. The Warriors play a fast-paced offensive scheme, lighting it up from deep as often as possible. Hield has been a serviceable threat from three-point range for the Warriors this season. Still, it is being reported that if Golden State believes they should find a more dependable long-range threat in free agency, they could swap Hield for a Brooklyn Nets star forward enjoying a breakout NBA campaign. Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus published an insightful article on Friday that outlined the Warriors' potential offseason plans, and in the interesting piece, Pincus noted that Hield could be used as trade bait if the Warriors target Cameron Johnson this summer. The Nets likely won't be competitive anytime soon, but Johnson has wisely shifted his focus to playing his way out of Brooklyn. He has been a high-level sharpshooter for the Nets, averaging 18.9 points per contest on 47.8% shooting from the field and 39.9% shooting from three-point land. Johnson, who helped the Phoenix Suns reach the NBA Finals in 2021, was a hot commodity during the trade season. The 6'8" forward was linked to several Eastern and Western Conference contenders, but a deal never came to fruition, forcing Johnson to finish the year with the Nets. It is being reported that a concerning end to Hield's 2024-25 campaign could compel the Warriors to consider a potential upgrade by acquiring Brooklyn's second leading scorer in a blockbuster summer deal. Essentially, there's a good chance Johnson will land on Golden State's radar in the offseason. Warriors could swap Buddy Hield for Nets' $94 million star forward this summer Caleb Hightower. Warriors might move on from former number 7 overall pick, should Nets swoop in? The Golden State Warriors' most important decision this summer will revolve around their 22-year-old rising star. The Warriors are paying the trio of Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green nearly $140 million next season, and they'll also owe Buddy Hield and Moses Moody a combined $20+ million. Up next, Atlanta Hawks vs Brooklyn Nets, game highlights. Golden State is almost certainly going to be in luxury tax land, and it will be impossible not to venture deep into that territory if they are interested in re-signing upcoming free agent Jonathan Kuminga, whose alleged wish to receive a deal in the realm of $30 million per year doomed extension talks with the Warriors earlier this season. Kuminga is a good young player, and yes, has star potential, but if the Dubs were truly afraid to lose him, an extension would have happened, regardless of the price. It didn't, which leaves open the possibility that another team with cap space could swoop in and pay Kuminga this summer. There are less than a handful of NBA teams set to enter the offseason with significant cap room, but the Brooklyn Nets are at the top of the list. The Nets are also in rebuild mode, which makes them a logical destination for an upside-wealthy player like Kuminga. Kuminga isn't going to demand max money, so he might be a prudent signing for Brooklyn. They could snag him for slightly more than Golden State is willing to pay and still have plenty of room left over to add a max player, especially if they don't re-sign one or both of Cam Thomas and Day'Ron Sharpe. Kuminga's performance during the upcoming playoffs could still convince the Warriors to move some pieces around and pay him. If he plays well and Golden State goes on a run, the Warriors would probably feel inclined to re-sign him. A more likely scenario is that the Warriors have an earlier-than-desired exit from the playoffs in the crowded West and Kuminga hits the market, at which point the Nets will be in prime position to strike. Has its recent surge helped Golden State assert itself as a true contender in the West? Our writers weigh in. The arrival of Jimmy Butler in Golden State has infused the Warriors with renewed belief in their finals potential. Are the Warriors, who were 10th in the West in early February, suddenly a legit threat in the West? Underscore 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 underscore. Steve Ashburner. Climbing from 10th to 6th sure hollers legit threat to me. In some combination of basketball reasons and the bounce it gave the Warriors mentally, the team's acquisition of Jimmy Butler has proven to be transformational, sparking them to a 15-3 run since Butler arrived. Butler fits on the floor because he enables Golden State to shift gears, slow down, grind in the half-court and get to the foul line. And since this is honeymoon Jimmy, he's committed, available and joyful. The 2-year extension Golden State gifted him upon arrival syncs Butler up with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green for another run or two at postseason excitement. In this team's case, legit threat tops out at the conference semifinals. A first-round upset could happen, but Golden State lacks the rebounding and rim protection to push beyond that. Underscore 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 underscore. Brian Martin. Despite Monday's loss to Denver, which was only Golden State's second loss in 17 games with Jimmy Butler in the lineup, the Warriors must be taken seriously come playoff time. 8 of the past 10 NBA Finals have featured Stephen Curry and Draymond Green with Golden State, 2015-20, 22, or Butler with Miami, 2020-23. Adding a player with Butler's playoff pedigree to the most successful team of the past decade makes this squad dangerous. That's particularly true for some of the younger teams the Warriors could match up with early in the postseason. Since Butler's debut on February 8, the Warriors have been a top 5 team in both offensive, 118.8, fifth, and defensive, 107.6, second, efficiency. Ranking in the top 5 on both ends of the court has been a hallmark of title-contending teams, which the new-look Warriors now resemble. Draymond Green makes his case for Defensive Player of the Year. Rounding up all Warriors and NBA-related news for Thursday, March 20th. The Golden State Warriors delivered a statement 104-93 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks on Tuesday night, overcoming the absence of Stephen Curry with a stifling defensive performance. Leading the charge was Draymond Green, who put on a defensive masterclass against the NBA's second leading scorer, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Golden State held Milwaukee to a season-low 93 points, with Green at the center of it all. The Warriors' defensive anchor recorded 4 blocks and 2 steals while limiting Antetokounmpo to just 20 points on an inefficient 5 of 16 shooting from the field. After the game, Green didn't hesitate to make his case for Defensive Player of the Year. Since the All-Star break, the Warriors boast the NBA's second-best defense, posting a 107.9 defensive rating, largely due to Green's leadership and versatility. He has finished in the top 10 of Defensive Player of the Year voting 4 times in the past 7 seasons but has won the award just once, during the 2016-17 season. Given this latest performance, it's safe to say Green has once again put himself in the conversation for the league's top defensive honor. underscore 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 underscore. Draymond said it himself. Ask the other coaches around the league who don't they want to face, Kerr told Willard and Dibs. I have personally asked other coaches around the league. Trust me, there's so much respect around the league for Draymond around the league, amongst the coaches. They see the versatility in his defense. These other guys are good defenders. I don't think any of them can do everything, protect the rim, guard pick and roll out in half court, blow up stuff from the weak side. Green finished with 4 blocks and 2 steals. He was the central figure in one of the Warriors' better defensive efforts in what has been an excellent and extended team-wide defensive stretch. They are second in the league in defensive rating since Butler's arrival. The Bucks were held to 17 points in the second and fourth quarters. Green's work containing Antetokounmpo was the largest factor. Antetokounmpo went 5 of 16, his worst shooting night of the season. That included sequences like the one below, where Green shows on a Damian Lillard high screen and recovers in time to wipe away an Antetokounmpo drive. Steve Kerr praises the swagger Jimmy Butler has brought to the Warriors. Jake Fisher latest, the GM who boldly traded for his former teammate the Stein line. I'll have a cheesecake, Jimmy Butler said. The table laughed. Dunleavy huffed with curiosity. Okay, he said. What's that all about? Well, I'm no different than anybody else, Butler replied. I just eat my meals in reverse. I start with dessert and work my way back. Sounds like something out of Benjamin Button's playbook. Yeah, Dunleavy remembers thinking. This guy's different. A group led by Bill Chisholm, managing partner at Symphony Technology Group, has agreed to purchase the Boston Celtics for a valuation of $6.1 billion, sources told ESPN's Shams Charania. That price would surpass the $6.05 billion price a group led by Josh Harris paid to buy the NFL's Washington Commanders in 2023 as the most paid for a franchise in North American sports history, and would easily surpass the record number for the control stake of an NBA team, which was set 2 years ago when Matt Ishbia bought the Phoenix Suns for $4 billion. I know you all hear next man up all the time, and that's truly what it was, Shaw said of the assistant coaches all stepping up in elevated roles against the Cavaliers, who hadn't lost back-to-back games since January 25. With JVG being out, BOC works the closest with him. So he stepped into that role. This was Dante's scout, Cleveland. So he gave us very good intel on them as well. And you know, we had some lineups out there that hadn't played together before. And certain situations like that, you just kind of have to go with your gut. When Green steps up to hedge against the pick and roll, Butler pinches in to momentarily cover Giannis. When Green makes his recovery toward Giannis, Butler gets back toward his man, a perfectly executed symphony of defensive synchronization. From there, Green bottles another Giannis drive, forcing Giannis to give up the ball. The rest of the Warriors' defense rotates on a string to force a stop.